Hi, this is Dr. Daniel Fox. I thought I would try something a little different, doing a video outside. Hopefully adds a little variety, try to do things a little different. And in this video, what I wanted to talk about was about personality as compared to a personality disorder. And I think a lot of times we get fixated on the criteria of the particular disorder and not necessarily the difference between, let's say, personality and personality disorder. Now, when we say personality, we mean of sort of more of an adaptive personality as opposed to a maladaptive personality disorder type, which would include, let's say, your paranoid personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, or the other personality disorders that are out there as well. So there are 5 distinctions that I like to make with the mental health providers that I teach, as well as I'm talking to my clients about educating them about what a personality disorder is and the comparison. So we're going to go through the 5 components right now as they relate to a personality disorder. And the first is what's called Egosyntonic. Now, Egosyntonic, a lot of you may not have heard that. You're like, Egosyntonic, what does that mean? Well, there's Ego-dystonic and there's Ego-syntonic. Ego-dystonic is like dissonance, right? Is the behavior that you engage in creates dissonance. You have a lot of regret, you feel bad, and that feeling bad is enough to adjust your behavior. Whereas the ego-syntonic behavior, and this is the personality disorder component, is that the ego-syntonic behavior, even though it's negative behavior, it's maladaptive behavior, you still engage in it, and you don't have a lot of regret for it. And the regret, maybe if you feel a little, it's not enough to adjust your behavior. So again, it's ego-syntonic. And the next criteria is it pervasive? So, and this is that this negative behavior, these maladaptive behaviors, that we see them pervasive across context. So for example, does it happen at work? Does it happen in love relationships? Does it happen in friendships? So do we see this pervasive across contexts? Is it at work? Is it at home? Is it across different relationships? So how are we seeing it? Are we seeing this different behavior pervasive across contexts? Because if, let's say, narcissistic behavior, so narcissistic behavior is only happening at work, then that really wouldn't qualify in this case, okay? But if it's at work and it's at home and it's with your friends and it's with your work colleagues and things like that, so that would count, that would qualify, okay? Now the next criteria is it a external locus of control? External locus of control is that the reason people who hold this external locus of control is that they believe that the cause of their behavior is because of outside forces, not because of a choice that they're making, but because it is forced upon them by the external force. For example, you could have someone who is in the workplace, and so they don't get a promotion that they feel like that they deserve. And what they say is, well, the reason why I didn't get the promotion is because my new boss hates me and doesn't like me and won't give me a chance. But what they forget is they show up late, they're argumentative, when they're in meetings, they're always sort of monopolizing the time, so it focuses on them, and so they forget that. So they see this only external locus of control, not an internal locus of control. So it's the external locus of control that factors into the personality disorder. Now the next criteria is it enduring or episodic? So episodic, for example, let's talk about road rage. So when we talk about road rage, we would say that if it is episodic, so you're in a hurry to get to work, you're in a hurry to get home to watch my latest video, let's just say, right? And so you're stuck in traffic and you're getting really frustrated and you're getting really agitated and things like that. So that is an episode. You have an episode of road rage. However, and that's just, let's say, on Tuesday. So Tuesday, but is it enduring? Enduring is that it happens on Tuesday, happens on Wednesday, happens on Thursday, happens on Friday. So you have this road rage that keeps continuing. And it doesn't have to be road rage. It can be any type of behavior that you're engaging in that continues Okay, so it's not just a particular episode. Maybe it's short-lived. You're under a stressor, something that's going on. A family member is sick and things like that, and it's harder for you to control your behavior. And then once that issue resolves, you would go back to your baseline behavior, which presumably, if it was not associated with a personality disorder, it would then go back to baseline, which is that you manage your behaviors well, you use adaptive strategies. Okay, so is it enduring or is it episodic? Now, enduring is usually, and it's maladaptive, that enduring is part of the personality disorder. And lastly, and this is critical to my view and several others, mental health providers and folks in the field, when we talk about inflexibility, and this is central to the definition of personality disorder, which is the inability to adjust your behavior based upon the environment that you're in. So we pull all of these factors together, and what we see is that inflexibility is central. It's the difficulty or inability to adjust your behavior based upon the environment that you're in. So let's say you're going to a seminar and you get frustrated, you get up and walk out, right? And you don't have any thought or consideration for the individual who's speaking, or maybe if there's something that you disagree with, you don't wait until it's appropriate for you to speak, you just sort of blurt out your answer and your expectation. And you might do this in a work meeting, you might do this with a group of friends, you might do this in other situations. So it's that inflexibility. So let's go through all 5 here right now. So this is that distinction between personality and personality disorder. So I'm going to go through what are they as they relate to personality disorder. The personality disorder is that first, it is that maladaptive behaviors are egosyntonic. Okay? So then the next is it pervasive across contexts? Now the next is that it is an external locus of control. Next is that it is an enduring pattern of maladaptive behavior. And lastly, which is our central component, which is that inflexibility. So take a moment and ask yourself, which of these 5 components do you have? Do you have all 5? Because for those with personality disorders, they typically have all 5 in addition to the criteria. Okay, so it's important to consider that, because personality disorders and personality is such a complex construct. It can't be just, oh, well, here's the criteria and boom, you have the disorder. So most people are not going to qualify for a full personality disorder or a pure personality disorder. What they're going to qualify for is traits, borderline traits, narcissistic traits, paranoid personality disorder traits, obsessive compulsive personality disorder traits, different traits, not necessarily the whole disorder. Okay, so it's important to consider that. And hopefully these 5 factors have helped you to gain a little bit of insight, and it can help you learn to control those things, look for those things in your behavior. And I hope that you enjoyed the different setting. I'm going to be doing some on-location videos. Hopefully it'll make it a little more fun. And I wish you all the best, and please be well. Thank you. Bye-bye.